Hello, and thank you so much for joining me for another moment of Dalaisms. This is yours truly, Dala Alfonso, and today we're having an impromptu show. Why impromptu? Because something came up, and I really thought that it would make sense to just come on here and just encourage you. Well, I have a very, very special guest whom we've come a long way. And when I say a long way, I'm talking about not as far as Oshodi to Songwater. I mean, a long, long, long way. I mean, way back to 1983. So I'm talking about 35 years ago. So yes, I just want to take a moment to introduce. We're having an impromptu show. I want to introduce my guests, my Egbon, my.
You are the boss. I can see you, but I think your screen is frozen. Okay. Things like this always happen. It's the devil. It's the devil.
No. This I was not devil. Except if what happened was that my I think I was trying to pick up my cell phone, and I think in the process it now fell on the button and just turned off my computer. It's of all places for it to fall. It falls right on top of the off button.
Blame the devil. Blame the devil.
All right. Well, as I was saying, I want to welcome my long-time brother. We've come a long way. Segun Ogunyeye, also known as the village celebrity.
That's me, sir. Thank you, sir.
How are things going on in the UK? What time is it there now?
It's 21:40, which is like 20 to 10.
Wow. Life is just amazing how, one person is just waking up in the morning and the other person is getting ready to go to bed.
That's the story of life, sir. Some people are getting born and some people are dying.
Wow. That's a bit extreme. Kilo day. Well, I just wanted to just say thank you for coming on the program today. I know we didn't plan this much, but we're just talking, and I just felt, to make sense to share, to just come on and discuss your journey. Now, to start out with, let me ask you that. Let me do a little bit of a brief, if that's okay, before we start talking.
Yes,
I was saying earlier that I have known. I keep calling him Oga Segun. There's a reason. I've known him for 35 years. Since 1983 to be precise. And 35 years, if you look at my life journey, 35 years would take me back to this little place in Plateau State called Air Force Military School.
Yes,
1983, I gained admission into Air Force Military School. And, this barrack boy living in Zaria now had to move halfway, had to go like 3 hours journey to Jos.
Yes.
Was the coldest place I have ever been to at that point in my life, because Jos is at a high plateau, so it tends to get very cold.
Yes.
And then it was really interesting because when we got there, we were the fourth set because the school had been in existence since 1980. So yes. I was part of the 1983 set, so it meant we were the fourth set to come into that school.
Yes.
But something interesting happened. It was the first time I was being exposed to a group of young people, my peers, my age or a little bit older than us, in a military setting, even though I grew up in an army barrack. But the interesting thing was that there was one guy particularly, and this guy, he was part of the 1980 set, but his what they called the rank he used to wear had a different color. He had all the different colors. All right, it was red, blue, purple, green, and yellow. So he had all colors. I was like, oh wow. And then you in your own squadron, you had to wear your own color with white. So I was in blue squadron, so I was wearing white. But Segun Ogunyeye then was wearing all the colors. But the thing was that the first lesson that they told us was that if you see him, run. Because if you see him, just take off for your life. Because something bad is about to happen to you. Or if by any chance it so happens that during the course of your life, Segun is looking for you, your life is over. As at that point,
I was a bad boy.
Your destiny is at coma. Correct. So that was the Segun Ogunyeye I knew, and growing up, spending about 5 years at Air Force Military School, graduating, we really never interacted then, but as we began to grow through life, our paths began to cross, a lot of things began to happen. So that is the background of whom Segun Ogunyeye is. And I really felt that I wanted to say that before he tells us who is the village celebrity, who is Segun Ogunyeye, sir.
Yes, you can see me wearing the god. This is the summary of my life. Before Air Force Military School, I was just a village boy. We didn't speak English. Or is somebody calling me?
It looks, it's me getting the call. Don't worry, keep going, sir.
Okay, so I grew up in Igogo Ekiti. Igogo Ekiti, nobody knows about it. Igogo Ekiti is the who is who of where is that? So we went to school quite all right. We didn't speak English. We didn't speak Yoruba. We spoke Ekiti dialect of Yoruba. So when I got the admission process, it's a miracle on its own. I won't go through that. It will take me 1 hour. But I found myself in Air Force Military School in 1980. And they were the sons of generals, air commodores, ministers, and who is who in the society. And I came in of who is who of who is that.
Oh my.
And so people then called me, what did they call me? Kabiesi, Chief Eleyimi of Village Headmaster. And I didn't like it. And I would try to report them and they say, excuse me, sir, this boy is calling me Kabiesi. And then the flying officer would then join them. My life was terrible. But you know what? 3 months down the line, they had to promote some people. And I was found in the midst. And that was how my life changed. So that was when I became celebrity. So village, proud to Air Force Military School, instant celebrity when I got promoted. That's wow. Why. And it has happened like that in my life. When I needed the break comes. When I needed the helper comes. When I needed money, the money comes. When I needed deliverance comes. When I need to get out of an accident, when my car was written off, I would come out like a wele. So that's it.
Wow, it's a really interesting journey. And just for the benefit of somebody who is watching now, let me say this before I really get into what we're talking about today. Because I tagged this show, what Dala Alfonso has in common with Segun Ogunyeye.
Nothing. You are an elite. I was a village boy.
elite of where? I always joke. I always tell people. I say, growing up, we grew up poor, very poor. That even poor people used to make fun of us that we were poor. when a poor person looks at you and says, "My friend, get away, you this poor man." There's a situation now. Yes, you grew up in Ekiti, and and all of that. I grew up in the army barrack, but to be honest with you, the economic situation wasn't too much different.
It was.
In all reality, it wasn't too much different.
You ate chicken every day. I ate the foot of chicken.
I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Somehow it looks like we lost him. Ogashian, can you try and work on your mic and see what's going on? But for some reason, I can't hear you at all. But if you can hear me, let me see the thumbs up. Okay, perfect. So, but I can't hear you. You may want to check your.
I didn't touch anything. Something. I didn't really touch anything, so everything was working.
Something must have tripped somewhere. Anyway, but while we're trying to sort that out, let me just put this out real quick. That, you know, growing up was a very, very interesting experience, because a lot of people have that. What's the word? What is that? There was something said. It was like you're coming into an environment with the most elitist group children as at that time. You know, I remember, you know, we had the son of Alhaji Shehu Shagari was there.
Yes.
The son of the chief of air staffs were there. The sons of governors were there. The sons of chief of naval staff were there. I mean, you had the most elitist, the very cream of the crop was part of Air Force Military School. And then you now show up in the midst of that. You know, when that happens, you begin to ask yourself this question.
Why am I here?
What am I doing here?
Yes.
What am I doing here? Now, for those of you who are watching, please do us a quick favor. If you're watching us right now, we don't know what's going on. We're having a little bit of a challenge with sound. Ogashian, can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you.
Okay, you're back. You're back.
I didn't do anything. It's the devil.
So the devil is to be blamed for everything now.
Yes.
All right. For some reason, I couldn't hear you. I didn't know what was going on, but
I was hearing you clearly. I didn't touch anything.
Oh, perfect. Because I saw Promise. Somebody was saying that I can hear you both clearly. So I'm like, all right. If that's the case, let's keep going.
So the devil is in the US. The devil is in the US, not here.
No. He's somewhere around the Atlantic. It's somewhere around the Atlantic, somewhere in the middle of the Atlantic. Okay. Here's the key. Here's what I want to ask you. Let me ask you this now. Okay. So, what did it feel like coming into Air Force Military School and just seeing the type of people you were surrounded with? I mean, I gave an example of some of those kind of people that we talked about.
Yes.
Coming from where you are coming, how did you feel? I mean, how did that make you feel smaller? Did that come in? How did you handle that environment? I'm curious. As a 13-year, 12-year-old kid.
I was 15. I was over age, but I was very.
Usually we start at 11, 12.
In Igogo Ekiti, I started primary school when I was 9 because I had to do like this and my hand didn't reach. So they said, go back home. I tried the second time, it didn't reach. They said, go back. So the third time it reached. They said, start school.
Oh my goodness.
So I was very tiny. I was a tiny 15-year-old. And that's what's happening in Nigeria now. Because the sons of the president and those people, they've eaten eggs and bread and butter and everything, and so they grew up fast. But we didn't happen to eat in the village. It was pounded jam in the morning, afternoon, and evening. And so there was kind of a reversed kwashiorkor.
Oh, God.
So when I came, they just told lie on my behalf that I was the right age, which is what still happens in Nigeria today. The age is constant. The year of birth keeps moving. And I wasn't the only person who was overaged, but I'm the only person who can talk about it. So that was it. So when I came, I wasn't expecting what I saw. So when I was coming, I was like, How are they going to teach us? Maybe they put the Yoruba guys one side, the Igbo boys one side, and the Hausa boys one side. So I just joined the Yoruba class. But it didn't happen. We had to speak English.
So you were not expecting that we'll speak English there?
No, I thought the Igbo guys would be in the class, the Hausa guys would be in the class, and the Yoruba guys would be in the class. I just joined the Yoruba class, forgetting that we be beyond the Jokons and the Gwaris.
Where did that idea come from?
Because I grew up in the village. We only spoke one language. Everywhere in the world was Ekiti. London, Ekiti. Lagos, Ekiti. Kaduna, Ekiti. So what language are you supposed to learn?
So how did you migrate and in that kind of an environment? How did you what's the word? How did you acclimatize? How did you adjust?
That is the beauty of being a Nigerian. You go somewhere, you just adjust. Because back home, I used to carry load on my head after school. I carry yam to go and sell in the market. But I'm in Air Force Military School now, where I could eat chicken. What else do we eat? We eat nama, we eat buranjaki. That was the attraction, the food. I didn't want to go back to where.
Oga, time out. Don't speak Hausa you don't understand.
No.
Because you just said something you're not supposed to. You just said something. I'm not sure if you know what you said.
I know what I said. That's what the food was called.
Okay, because I don't know who wants to eat that, but okay. Okay. I'm with you, sir. So
yes,
we had, of course, we were eating. We're eating like human beings.
No, we were eating like princes and princesses. You were even Prince. You were called Prince then in the school.
Yes, Prince was my name. That was my first name. Prince still is my name, but I use it as my middle name now. So yes, okay. Prince was my first name. Yes.
Yeah. So we were eating like princes, and there weren't princesses. I wanted to say a princess, but there was no princess there.
No. So you were able to adjust over time.
I was really grateful because they had sold the school to me that when we go to that school that a chicken will be divided between two kids. So I didn't think of the academy. I didn't think of the future. I thought of chicken. So I will eat half chicken, whatever it takes. I got to get to that school.
Wow. Yeah. So now, let me speak to you about life in itself. Okay. We're talking about the journey of life. Now, from somebody who in your life's experience, you felt that life was difficult growing up with nothing.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden, you found yourself positioned to be leading those who were raised up in palaces.
Yes.
You found yourself leading a very diverse band, if I'm to use that word, of Nigerians, because we had everybody from all 19 states. Yes, believe it or not, we had 19 states in Nigeria one time.
Yeah.
You know, here you were, because every state was represented, and here you are leading. Every set was about 120. So you were the leader. As at the time I came in, you were the leader of about 480 students from every nation, every state, local government.
479. No, 479. One person died.
About okay. I'm doing including yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, what? I'm just curious because I didn't know your life's journey at that point. I didn't know anything about you then till recently. Okay. So my question is, what was going on in your head when you were seeing this whole thing unravel?
You know, if you are drowning, you don't think you want to get out of the water. So I was drowning at that time. I just wanted to finish school. So I wasn't thinking what was going on. I was looking at where we would finish and become an officer. Yes.
So your mind was, you also had that officer track pretty much all settled down.
Yes. I was already, even before I joined the military school. So this is very important. Sorry, I'm not joking now. In 1979, Wing Commander Ita David Ikpeme was the governor of my state, Ondo State. I used to point at his picture that I want to be like him. Meaning I want to wear the uniform. 1 year later, I was wearing the uniform. So that was it.
Wow. That is so powerful. So whatever you can picture, whatever you can envisage, whatever you can imagine actually becomes attainable in your heart.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So tell us your journey. You finished from Air Force Military School. That was the last time we saw you. Where have you been since then? Because you disappeared from being overall, from what I remember,
to overall or underwear.
From junior warrant officer Segun Ogunyeye, I did not see, hear, smell of anything about you until Village Celebrity on Facebook.
Yes.
So fill in the gap. Where have you been?
Interesting. I'll be quick because this will take a movie. But let me do quick. You know, in 85, I finished as one of the best. So instead of going to NDA, they say I should go to United States Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. But I had filled all the forms and I was ready to fly. And then a coup happened. So then the USA, we don't deal with coup plotters, so they canceled the program. So what am I to do? I couldn't go to university because my father is a palm wine tapper. Remember the sign there? I figured I couldn't tap enough palm wine to pay my transport from Jos to Ife, talk less of paying the school fees, and so I forgot about it. And then another younger person who was 82 a year ahead of you kept coming. Hey, Oga, when are you going? You scored 340 over 400 in JAMB. Very well. When I go to Ife? I said, okay, I will go. I was lying. I wasn't going to go. I was waiting to become a recruit, aircraft man, and then get my allowance and buy a B2 and go enjoy life as an aircraft man. But this guy refused. So he told his parents, and his parents told me to come to Lagos to come see them. And they say, okay, this is what our son told us. You don't have a father who can actually put you through college. And I say, yes. He said, okay, so you sit down there because from today I'm your father. I sat down. That was in Victoria Island in his office. He put me in his white station wagon at closing time. I took me to Relay Gomo. I said, that's your mother. And that was how they adopted me as an adult. And they became my parents. And they sponsored me in university.
And I think I know who you're talking about today. I think he's a Navy Commodore. Let's not mention names, just for privacy purposes. Please go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
So and then I went to Ife. I missed first class by a little bit. I did mechanical engineering, which was a mistake. I should have gone to theater or dramatic art because I can actually make people laugh. I'm telling you the truth. So I then came out with BSc second class upper mechanical engineering in 1990 to now. That's 28 years. I've not changed my tire. A mechanical engineer that cannot change the tire. So it's in the wrong profession. So and then I got a job in the bank and they said, what did you study? I said mechanical engineering. I said, what can he do? Put him in computer. That's how my computer journey started. And I've done computing now for 26 years. And every time I got a job with a bank, and then got another job with a private company that won a contract with one of the big banks, $1 million in 1994.
Wow.
So they needed somebody with banking experience in technology to execute it. So I was offered the job and they sent me to Florida to go and train for 6 weeks. And I go to the US, I said, wow, life be this. I said, Miami, I was at Fort Lauderdale. I was put in a hotel suite that was really in front of the Atlantic Ocean. And Hakeem Olajuwon and the Houston Rockets were beating the crap out of the Phoenix Suns. So they won the NBA that year. I said, no, this America must to come. I started planning. And then in 1998, I returned, got a job at American Express at the World Trade Center. They were paying me good money then, 1998. And 3 months down the line, they said, okay, the job was over. I didn't do anything. I said, why? This job is over? They said, yes, it's over. And I cried and I sent my wife and my son back to the UK. And I got another job in Las Vegas of all places. I said, who goes to Las Vegas but the devil? But I got a job in Washington, D.C., but it was paying $5,000 less than what I was earning in New York. But they were going to process my green card. They said, we will process your green card. I said, no, because somebody erroneously told me that once you're at a level in the US, you must not go down. You have to keep going up. Otherwise, you are going to sink. So they were offering me $65,000 per annum in DC with the prospect of processing my green card.
Yeah.
But I was earning $70,000 in Manhattan. So I got this job in Las Vegas, which they paid the same $70,000. So I sent my wife, I said, I give myself 3 months here, and after that I'll be gone. So they sent a plane to carry me. That was the first time I traveled the business class. First time. Business class from where is this, Philadelphia or something, to Las Vegas. No, it was Newark to Las Vegas.
Newark Airport in New Jersey.
That was it. So, and then they say, okay, we're going to put you on probation. They put me in a hotel. It takes me 30 seconds to get to the office. They pay for the hotel for 1 month, and they paid me per diem. So I was in cash, but I wasn't interested. I said, nah, this is the city of sinners. I'm not going to stay here. So when 3 months came, I thought they were going to say, okay, guy, you performed awful. We are so sorry, we'll let you go. And they didn't. So I went to meet them. I said, please tell me to go. They said, mister, we are not stupid. We sent a plane to carry you from New York to here, put you in a hotel for 1 month and paid you money, and then we tell you to go. They said, no, you are here for good. So that was how I spent 4 years in Las Vegas. And I learned the American way about the Super Bowl, the NBA, the NHL, and then the comedy circuit. I was an ardent follower of Jay Leno, David Letterman, Jon Stewart, Stephen Colbert, and anybody who was funny. I was mimicking them, following them. When they start a joke, I know where they're going with it with George W. Bush. Wow. So that, in a nutshell, that was what happened. And then we relocated to the UK in 2002.
This is really interesting to see your journey, and because what I'm looking for in this conversation are just those points of similarities, because it's in that
there is none.
Waiting now, kilo day. It's the principles we're looking for.
Okay.
The principles we're looking for. The context may be different.
Okay.
The context may be different, but the contents could be exactly the same.
Okay.
In a sense. So
I give that to you. Yes.
What? Okay. Like you were saying something. Let me go, for instance. I interviewed at the New York Port Authority.
Really?
Right there on the 70, I think, was it? No, I was supposed to be on the 40th floor of the World Trade Center in 2001, just before I actually interviewed there. Wow. So, and then I got another offer because I was also in IT for a while. I was an Oracle developer.
Wow.
So coming to the US, I was trying to think, okay, how do I get my papers? What am I supposed to do? And it was a technology boom. So it made sense to just go learn something in that field. Yeah. I had every requirement. There was an abundant need of programmers. Everybody was wanting to do NCSC. But yes. I just said that one is just too simple. They can easily get rid of that. And I think I proved that to be right over time. So I decided to go do Oracle programming because I wanted to do something I wanted to be either a DBA or become an Oracle certified programmer, Oracle 8, 9, blah, blah. It was exciting then. Yeah, forms and reports version 2.5 and 3.0 was like, it was just like this. I know, don't even go there. So it was really exciting. So technology just made sense. Yeah. Even though I knew God had called me to the US for something completely different, but I needed to come up with a way to get into the system. And that getting the right education, developing the right skill set. And so I ended up getting an offer, to go and work for American Electric in Dallas.
Wow.
Okay. So here is where I was. I could take the job I could take the offer at Port Authority in New York, which at that time was going to be paying about $125 per hour.
Wow.
Or there was an offer for me to go to Dallas and get a job as a contractor, which was offering me $50 an hour. But even that $50 an hour, all of it was not even going to come to me because the company through which I was getting it had agreed that they were going to file my green card.
Oh.
So basically, at the end of the day, I was going to be getting like $30 per hour.
Wow, all right, which is good.
So here's the deal. And this was, we're talking about in 2000, 2001.
Yes.
So here was the deal. $129 an hour, working as a contractor, corp to corp. You don't have to do anything and you don't have papers. Or you want to take $30 per hour, get a green card, So for me, it was just like, most people would think about that immediate gratification. What can I get now?
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, I ended up taking the Dallas option, going to Dallas, and today it's a whole different story. Plus, you can imagine the relief I had sitting down at my desk that morning, September 11, 2001, sitting down at my desk and then hearing that planes flew into the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
I mean, the first thing I'm thinking was that
I could have been there.
I could have been there.
Yes.
And it's some of those principles that I'm looking for. That's why I said I'm looking for the similarities. I'm not saying I came from Ekiti now. How about? So now I know from military school, I've seen your journey, your faith journey. I know you pastored for a while. We also have that in common, just so if you're wondering.
Okay, yeah.
So I've seen your faith journey. You are a Christian. You're married. You have a family, and all of that stuff. Then you're now getting into comedy. You're getting into comedy. This whole village celebrity thing, which has been the brand that you've been pushing for the last most of this year, if not since last year. I'm not sure how long you've been doing this.
It started in December. In December.
So basically 6 months now, about 6 months. So what is your vision? What is your vision? What do you want to accomplish on the platform of Village Celebrity?
It's actually more than comedy, sir. It is media and entertainment. We want to be able to do media, news, TV, and culture. Entertainment, we want to do movies that actually tells positive life stories, because my life is a positive life story. That you could come from a who is who of where is that and travel the world, which is what I did for the past 6 months. I've gone around the world, just going around, except Australia. I've refused to go to Australia because I can't figure out how I would travel 24 hours to go somewhere. It's too much.
You don't want to be my world then.
So that was it. Have you been to Australia?
No, I have. I actually was supposed to go, but I have not been. No.
Maybe we should go together. We should go together.
You can't say we should go together, because where I am, I'm going to be traveling further than you.
No, why?
From where I am to where you're going. It will take me longer to get to Australia than you now.
No, I will come and join you.
So that's traveling backwards. Okay, Motigbo, I've heard. Go ahead, sir.
Yes. So I then traveled the world because I wanted to do comedy, because people say I'm funny. I usually get invited to do MC all over. I'm here in the UK. They call me to come and do MC for a birthday in Philadelphia. I said, there are people who are funnier than me in the US. They say, no, it's you that we want. And I will go there and people will laugh and they will have a good time. So that's when I then say, okay, I'm going to go that route. But of course, if I then go and do comedy, I cannot compete with the likes of AY, excellent guy, Alibaba, a veteran, Agodaya, and all those people. So I have to make sure that I'm different so that I'm not competing with my bosses. So that's why I then did what? That's why I then traveled the world, so that they will know that this is totally different person.
Wow.
So I traveled the world. So I'm an itinerant comedian, or a sit-down comedian when I'm
when you're sitting down.
So that was it, sir.
Okay. So now I guess recently you did some things in Port Harcourt specifically. Let me. You've done some programs around Nigeria, but let me talk specifically about the Port Harcourt program.
Okay.
I saw that one of the things that you wanted to do, and for those of you who are wondering where Port Harcourt is, those of you who are non-Nigerians watching this, Port Harcourt is the southern part of Nigeria. It's in a state called Rivers State.
Yes.
It borders the Atlantic Ocean, where the Niger Delta is. So where you have a lot of the crude oil production going on in the nation of Nigeria.
Yes.
Now, you've done some work, particularly in Port Harcourt, and I saw something interesting, which is what I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
The interesting thing was that I noticed that you were focused more on trying to empower people, particularly in the area of job creation, entrepreneurship, or self-development.
Yes.
Even though on the comic platform, I heard you make an inference to providing 0% interest loans to
Yes.
people, help them start businesses and things like that.
Yes.
Can you share a little bit about this? Because this is so important, because we have a nation, talking about Nigeria now, where we have about 3 million people graduate from universities every single year.
Wow.
And of the 3 million that graduate from university, go through youth service, less than 5% of them have a chance of finding a job.
Wow.
Less than 5%. So
Wow.
that gives us over 90% of our graduates coming out and being poured literally into the unemployment market.
Okay.
So, which is one of the things I am focused on, trying to empower people, particularly in the area of creating jobs, starting your own business, so that when you come out, you don't have to go sit down and waiting for government to do anything for you. Nigerians are creative enough to birth something and run with it.
That's
so,
correct.
With regards to that aspect of the village celebrity work, what exactly are you looking to accomplish?
Very simple. I want to show my gratitude to God, who allowed that family to adopt me. Otherwise, I would just have been drinking bruku to somewhere. But this family adopted me. They were Ijebus, Amekiti, and they made me their child, and they paid my way. So I saw that, the story of the Good Samaritan. They were the Good Samaritan. I was the robber who fell into the hands of thieves. And the people could have helped me, didn't help me, but they picked me up and they did everything. So, and the end of the story, God said, go, Jesus said, go and do likewise. So I'm to go and do for many what that family have done for one, for me. And God then blessed me with ideas. If I'm broke now, as I am, I pick up a job, I get paid £400 a day, and I only need 50 out of that 400. If 50 is even too much, I can eat food about $5 or £5 for breakfast. And being a pastor, I can fast from 8 to 12, so I can skip the breakfast, which they say I shouldn't, and then eat lunch for £5, and then eat dinner for £5. So I've only spent 10. Okay, I go on transport, so maybe I spent 40 out of the 400. So there's 360 extra. Even if you spent
100, let's assume you spent 100 out of 400. That is decent.
Yes, and then and my wife works and my son works, so I can then give the rest away. So that's what I've been doing. I now found out that was not wise. When you give somebody money, they don't appreciate it. Instead, I want to empower people. So now I say, I give you this money at zero. It's a loan, but it's 0%. You can go and start your recharge card business. You can start your soap making business. Some people get really ambitious. They want to study programming, Java, business intelligence, which I can do. I can then train them for 0 as well. And then you go and get the same job. There are Nigerians, I know in Nigeria, who says he earns £1,500 a day. That's what some people earn in a year in Nigeria. So we can train people on big data and all that stuff to get it done. So I'm now about empowering people. I don't want to give cash anymore. I want to empower.
Wow. Well, if you're just joining us for the first time, this is Dalaisms Live with Dala Alfonso, and I have a special guest, the village celebrity Segun Ogunyeye, with me here. But we're just discussing. It's a very casual conversation. We're just trying to basically
friends. We are friends, so we are trying to catch up.
You're technically my Oga. Let's just call it what it is. There's that saying in Air Force Military School that once a senior, always a senior. So, we have to still hold on to that one, so that before we go and get in trouble and buy job for ourselves. It's funny now. Let me digress a little bit. And so thank you so much for sharing that experience. That's so important. Let me ask you this question.
Okay.
I think this is something that applies to different aspects of our lives, and we're going to be talking about forgiveness. And I want to talk about that, and let me tell you why I'm bringing this up. I have met several ex-junior airmen, ex-jam, I'm talking about folks who went to school with,
yes,
who are angry.
Against me?
No, not even just you. I'm talking generally. They are angry, they are bitter, they don't want to have anything to do with anybody that was their senior from Air Force Military School because the person was mean, the person was wicked, the person punished them, the person treated them like you know how it was back then. It was like, in fact, some of the more mean-spirited human beings alive, in my opinion, were some of our seniors. I mean, there are some people that you see them, if you see them in your dream, I mean, you start screaming the blood of Jesus. It was just that bad.
You are saying some people, you should be pointing at me.
No, your own case, we've already clarified your case from the beginning. We made it clear that if Shegun is looking for you or you cross paths, your destiny is at coma. So that has said all of that. But what I'm talking about is we have all finished from military school.
Yes.
I graduated from military school in 1988-89.
Yes.
And we've all become adults. Most of us are professionals in our own fields, doing well. We have ex-junior airmen who today are senators. We have those who are major generals. We have generals in all areas, in the Navy, the Army, the Air Force, and the police. We have folks who are captains of industries. We have pastors and speakers, global leaders. We have athletes. Folks, we're pretty much in every area of life you can imagine.
Yes.
All right. So now, some have gone forward to get married, have children. Some, who knows, may even have grandkids already.
They do.
Okay. Well, I don't know of any, but I'm pretty sure.
I know.
In my generation, it happens. So my question to you is, how do you? Because the way I saw it was that we were just in school. We were just kids in school.
Yes.
We punish each other. We do things. That's because that was all we knew. But for somebody who is and has become a grown man, an adult,
yes,
still holding on to a grudge and the hurt
yes,
of things that happened while we were 13, 14, 15, 17-year-olds.
Yes.
What kind of counsel would you give to a person like that?
I will say what I read in some book. I don't know which book now. He said it is foolishness to drink rat poison and expecting the rat to die. It's the person who drinks poison that dies. So bitterness is poison. So you are bitter against somebody who is the rat, but you are drinking the poison on behalf of the rat, expecting the rat to die. No, whosoever drinks the poison, whether it's the rat dies, or a human being, the human being dies. So let it go. You may need therapy. They may need to come to you for counsel because it doesn't happen automatically. But you need to let it go. If you are bitter, you can't be rich. If you are bitter, you can't live long. If you are bitter, you are useless to the society. If you are bitter, you are useless to your family. Let it go.
Wow. That makes a lot of sense because it's the same principle that applies in pretty much every area of life.
Yes.
We all have challenges. We all have things that we deal with. We find ourselves, at crossroads with people that we had some experiences with, intentionally or unintentionally.
Yes.
And that bitterness, it's a very, very dangerous. It's a very, very dangerous place to be at because we're not even talking spiritual now. Let's leave the spiritual matters.
Okay.
Even talking even medically, it's proven that once you harbor such emotions, such anger, such bitterness, it creates a toxic environment within the human body.
Yes.
And that causes the body itself not only to not to function optimally, but also goes to create avenues for all kinds of diseases, to cling on to that human being. You're not producing the right kind of toxins and environment that your body needs, to succeed. Rather, you're creating, you're creating a toxic, environment, and before you know it, you find yourself dealing with all kinds of diseases and ailments.
That's it, sir. It's not good. Let's stop it.
That is excellent counsel. Thank you so much, sir. Well, for those who are joining us for this program, we have about 5 minutes and we'll be calling this a wrap. But I just wanted to do this. This is the first time I'm really connecting back with somebody or bringing anybody on the show who I have such a long, extended history with. And if you're just joining us, this is Dalaisms Live, and I have the village celebrity, Oga Segun Ogunyeye.
Stop the Oga beat.
That's not going to go away. The only way you can de-Oga yourself, the only way you can de-Oga yourself is to go back, let's travel back in time to 1979. And then either we're going to be set mates or something. But the rule is an Oga, always an Oga for life. But as Africans, it's just a way of showing respect. And even if a person is older than you by one day, we Africans, we like to show that respect before you go and start calling your father-in-law Smith or calling him like name, causing problems. You wondering why things are pursuing you in your sleep. You don't know what's going on. Anyway. So thank you for joining us. Anyway, so I don't. Do you have any final things you want to say? Let's say, for instance, what has been your greatest motivation in life? What things drive you? When you wake up in the morning, what do you think about? What is it that stirs you to go forward?
It's very easy. You see, my smiles are from the heart. My laughter, my dance, they are from the heart. And I'm like, why aren't people joining me? People have said, you are silly. You are 53-year-old and you're dancing like a teenager. I say, yes, I want to be a teenager for the rest of my life. I want to be like that guy. I think, is he still alive? They call him, he's dead. He's a talk show host. He used to present a New Year Eve at Times Square. I've forgotten his name now. They call him the oldest teenager in America. He was always full of life, always smiling and laughing and making people to laugh. That's exactly what I want to do. I want to be able to put joy and smiles on people's faces. And once I do it for one person, this is the mandate that God gave me. If I meet you, I must leave you better than I met you. Even if the interaction is 5 minutes, I must have elevated you for that period. And if I'm going to stay with you for life, I need to elevate you. That's what drives me every day.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing that. And if you're just joining us, my name is Dala Alfonso. This is Dalaisms Live. And I have the village celebrity Segun Ogunyeye, on this program, just basically hanging out and just talking and reminiscing about our journey in life for the last 35 years. Because the first time I met him was in 1983. It's at this school called Air Force Military School in Jos. And he was our very first, what you call overall. And if you're Nigerian, they call that overall, like the head boy or like the captain of the entire school. But we called it the junior airman, the junior airman, and so he was the one who carried the biggest stick he was basically carrying the biggest stick amongst all the mean people at that time. But it's amazing to see how he has transformed, and is being used not only of God, but also a citizen in his society, and giving quite a bit of his time, energy, resources to try to improve the quality of life for any person globally. So, Oga Segun, I'm really so appreciative of you being here. Thank you so much for reaching out last week and saying, hey, let's do a program together. I think that was fantastic. And I am so glad that we did this. And I think we should do it again sometime.
Why not? We are brothers.
All right, sir. Well, thank you so much for being here. I know it's late in the UK right now. It's probably like what, 10:30, almost 10:30, 11:30.
Yes.
Almost 10:30. It's 4:30 here. It's about 4:27, 4:30 here. So I have plenty of daytime. So if you look here, I'm not even using any lights. I'm actually using natural light coming in from my window.
Wow.
You know,
wow.
Still lights, it's still bright outside. So thank you so much for being here. And for those of you who are joining, go ahead, sir. You're going to say something?
Yes.
Okay. For those of you who are joining us, I just want to say thank you. Sorry, I may not be able to mention all the names, but for those who joined us, thank you so much. I see folks like Alfred Tonye Apa, Olori Resheun Oladipupo, Promise Barinua, forgive me if I murdered the name, Agemang Victus, Kelly Silvanus, Alfred Akpan, Anumudu Jude, Gladys Finjab, Promise Igwe. Let me not try myself from that point on. Let me just stop there before I say something else. But anyway, for those of you who joined us, thank you so much. If I didn't mention your name, please forgive me. All right. Once again, this is Dalaisms. Our focus is very simple: to uplift, promote, preserve your life so that you can become an uncommon person. Until next time, and be sure to join me on Monday. On Monday, we're giving away some gifts. Our focus in May and June of 2018 is to concentrate particularly on the nation of Nigeria. So we are giving away gifts. We're giving away whatever it is that we can do to help improve the quality of life, for those of you who are watching us. So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll look forward to seeing you again. Same time, about 7 p.m. GMT, Nigeria, 7 p.m. GMT, 8 p.m. Nigerian time, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3 p.m. in New York. That will be 12 o'clock in California. Do the math. 7 p.m. GMT, and I'll look forward to seeing you back again live on Facebook and YouTube for Dalaisms Live as we explore another topic without limits. God bless you. I will see you then. And we're out.